In DC, for DC. DC Radio, 96.3 HD4 and DCRadio.gov.
What's going on, everybody? You are listening to Choppin It Up with Chook here on DC Radio. How is everybody doing today? I know the weather is getting a little bit cooler, but we're alive and we're well. All that good stuff. Big shout out to my DC Radio family, Shane and Mr. Myrick, and all those who come through and support the Choppin It Up with Chook show. Y'all, like I always say, I always want to make sure that I bring in entrepreneurs and artists and everything whose careers and everything has not only impacted my life, but hopefully y'all can hear something today and it will impact your life as well. And y'all saying, what is Chopping It Up with Chook? Well, Chopping It Up with Chook is just a platform where I invite in some of my friends locally, nationally, internationally, and we have a sit-down one-on-one, and we talk about the ups and downs of the music industry, the entertainment business, and all of that good stuff. And we try to, share things to help you update your life software. Oh, come on. So, and so it's no different today, y'all. I'm so excited. Today in the studio, I have, if y'all been looking at my posts, I've been saying the amazing power couple. Oh, it's the truth. And y'all here, look, they're here live in the flesh. The amazing Daryl Hunt and the illustrious Sylver Logan. What's going on?
Wow, I need to find an applause thing on this thing.
Listen, y'all got to know how this show is going to go.
That don't happen every day.
Listen, it doesn't. So listen, of course, we're going to have time to just, chop it up. But I would not dare have you all come in and not let you know that I did do my homework on you all as well. So, Brother Daryl Hunt, not only is he a world-renowned American pianist, music director, producer, songwriter, and that's just what's online. I know him to be an amazing arranger. First and foremost, just all-out great guy.
Thanks, bro.
Known you for years, brother, but, I said, as soon as, this opportunity came to me to have a platform to be able to share, I was like, I got some friends I definitely need to have on here. Yeah. And you all at the top of the list as well.
Thank you, bro.
So, like I say, so I got a question.
Yeah.
So, I know you're posting in your, it says like Daryl L.A. Hunt.
Yes.
What does the L.A. stand for? Because I was going to say, was it like linear algorithms? The way you be playing these strings. Listen, y'all see.
Algorithms.
I love that stuff. And here's what's so crazy, because I actually have friends I grew up that were like, he made that name up. He tried to get that from L.A. and Babyface. No, that is my birth name.
Really?
Yes. All the firstborn sons take on the maiden name of their mother and the father.
Wow.
So Daryl, Leo, Allen, Hunt.
Wowie.
Yeah.
If you didn't know before, y'all just, on social media, listen, it has meaning to it. That's
not a good name.
Yeah, it's legit. So I've been doing that for a while. And so when Babyface, LA and Babyface came out, I was like, no!
How could you?
Right, because I've always been doing it, and then people thought I was biting, and I was like, no, that's right. I always signed my name like that.
Got you.
When I could write.
Right, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. Yeah. I said because, the way you play like the strings, first of all, you all will have an opportunity, if you've caught any of the rest of the episodes, that this one is going to be a moment later on in the show. And listen, and y'all want to be here, and you want to listen and you want to see it. But one thing that always impacts me, like when we've played, is sometimes you just sit down and you just play.
Yeah.
And this is outside of sound check or anything like that, but it just changes the whole atmosphere.
Wow.
I always bring the time when we were at Rams Head.
Oh yeah.
And we were on stage and they were getting stuff together. But I think you pulled the cover back off of the piano.
Yeah.
And sat down. And I was like,
first and foremost, I want to say that was a period of time where all I was doing was playing keys, and I'm a pianist first and foremost.
Got you.
So there's just something about that, the tone, the acoustic vibe of that, and actually the feel of that.
Got you.
Yeah, I just had to have that moment. And they were taking too long to set my gear.
How about that? So we'll get into that a little later.
Right.
And everybody, what is so amazing is today, my brother Daryl, he's here with his wonderful, like I said, illustrious wife, the amazing Sylver Logan Choppin. If y'all don't know, she's DC's own Duke Ellington School of the Arts alum and former lead singer of the legendary group Chook with Nile Rodgers and the late Bernard Edwards. This woman is poised, has always been poised, and will continue to be poised to top the charts again with her latest masterpiece of music. And so I'm familiar with is the Groovement. I know y'all been always working on stuff. Is that still the
yeah, that has been. What's up, everybody? First of all, how y'all doing? Chopping it up with Chooky. How you doing? Finna chop it up.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that is. It's like you can't keep your stuff updated enough with how quickly you are doing something new.
Right.
The Groovement is the last and the second full CD that we released independently.
Gotcha.
It is produced by Daryl Hunt. It was recorded in Stockholm, Sweden. And in fact, I got to shout out Pablo Cepeda, who is an amazing artist.
Shout out internationality.
Yeah,
He's watching.
He's actually watching.
He lives in Sweden, and he's on that record. And he gives, he's a big star over there. Yeah. He's a great singer and percussionist, drummer. And shout out to our Swedish family who are a huge part of that album. We recorded it live at X Level Studios in Stockholm.
Wow.
But we didn't release it right away. That's due to challenges, business challenges,
life
and y'all know we're gonna get into some of that today too as well.
But ultimately we released it. It's available, and shout out to you, Chooky, and to all of the independent and reporting stations out there who are playing independent artists.
Absolutely.
Thank you for playing our music. You keep us alive. They keep us on the airwaves. There's so much great music out there.
Right.
So I appreciate DC Radio, Chopping It Up with Chook, and the other affiliating stations.
Absolutely.
That's play our music.
That's it. And the thing about it is, a little bit later on, you all have to understand how you have impacted our lives. So I can't speak for nobody else. I can speak for myself. And I would be a fool and if I did not have some of the people in my life that have impacted my life to do better. And push towards the next mark, and don't get complacent in a certain time zone or anything. Y'all always have been pushing. You always have been pushing. When you do stuff separately and then together, it's just absolutely amazing. So with that, what is a little bit of the inspiration behind what you all do?
Inspiration.
Paying them bills. No.
He said paying
Truth
the bills.
be told.
Listen, part of it is always inspiration, but other stuff is life.
Got you.
You don't want to be stagnant. One, if you're really evolving, if you're really growing, if you're really interacting with people that's doing those sort of things, like how we see you doing all that you're doing, it's an iron sharpens iron, even if we're not playing together or whatever.
Gotcha.
So some of the inspiration is just seeing the things that are around us, deadlines.
That's important. Yep.
Other things like that. It's the full end of the spectrum. It could go either way.
Right.
But if you have a gift, here's the thing that Sylver has me doing that I never think about. There are a lot of things that I probably could have had out now, but I never pushed the button.
Got you. Yeah.
And Sylver was like, you need to push record every time you sit down and play.
Right.
Because when I'm not thinking about something, she's saying that's when I actually come up with, certain things. When I'm focused, there is a goal in mind, and I sort of think in those parameters.
Right.
And I am, what'd you say, that whole linear algorithm?
Right,
yeah, that's actually dope.
But you know what? But those are the things that I continue to pray that this platform shares with people, because sometimes as artists and stuff, people they flighty or such and such, woo. There's a method behind the madness.
Yes.
And there's absolutely a method to it, and then having people in your corner to push you when you really wouldn't. So y'all need to listen out there. You know what I'm saying? Press record. That's important.
All right. Let me also be specific. Press record for your own growth. Sometimes it's pressing record for social media to see you isn't always necessary.
Right.
You need to have that time to yourself.
Right.
That's a lot of times that it should always be your sacred space.
Right.
There are times when you should know when to invite people in for a purpose. If you're doing it just to be seen, then
Gotcha.
cut all that.
Keeping the integrity.
Because it's cool sometimes when you see people's growth, the mistakes,
Right.
stuff like that, the realness of what it is. But then there's other things that you need to really sort of just guard and keep
Right.
for yourself and
Absolutely.
the people that you're around. Because then where is, like how Sylver would say, where's like the mystery in, okay, if we're working on it, if you're already exposing everything.
Gotcha.
Like sometimes it's good to go back to where folks never really saw the whole process and they actually saw the end result of
Right.
it. You know,
Right.
and it's a double-edged sword because I think people nowadays in the independent artist world, I think that it's good to see some of the templates that we set and
Gotcha.
to see the process.
Right.
But other times it's necessary just to be like to appreciate what it is. Just
Gotcha.
wait for it to come out.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
You know?
And that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's very, very true. Y'all got me rethinking. I was like, listen, I told you, whenever I'm around y'all, y'all listen.
just saying.
And the thing about it is also artists, entrepreneurs, all of that stuff. Put yourself in a position where you can have people to speak into your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just we should always be learning. Always be learning.
Yep.
None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. If you think you are, then y'all can hit me offline. I can share some things with you. You know,
Inboxing.
listen, you know. But that's the thing. Continuing to learn and just hearing
Yeah.
you all how just the way you all break down and process things that day to day come to a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, and we just like sometimes we get into that position, that spot where we be like. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. You all being transparent. That's what helps because it's not a front.
Yeah.
You know what
It's not
I
a
mean?
front.
And then the thing about it is when we're learning the method behind the madness. So I remember I came to the show at City Winery. OMG. Yo, when I tell you, it was so well put together and well done is an understatement. It was superlative. It was magnificently executed. It was a production that should be like on Broadway, like real talk.
Wow.
And a lot
Broadway?
of times, yeah.
Wow.
And a lot, like so.
I'd be happy just to get to the Warner Theater.
Listen, the public playhouse.
Playhouse. And I know. Speaking of which,
Which are also DMV.
well, it's funny you should say that because I take an approach to my show like, if this is the last thing anybody sees me do, make it phenomenal and unforgettable.
Got it.
2, if you have an opportunity, we work for and play with, and we are work for hire for a lot of people.
Gotcha.
You don't know what's going to come of it. You don't know if it's going to get used. You don't know if what you're doing when you're working with other people is also going to propel what you're doing. Like we help get a lot of people there.
Absolutely.
But then,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like, okay, I did this with this one, and I did that with that one, and so when I get a chance to do a Sylver show, and we get a chance to sit down and put together what is in my imagination,
Gotcha.
and how can I bring that to a stage? Lighting, costume, props, music, segues, all of that it makes me breathe.
Gotcha.
And if I get an hour and a half, 90 minutes to just bring it,
That's it.
you know what I mean? So many of us say, well, if I had this and if I had that, I could have, listen, if I could, I would have pyro, okay?
Right.
If I could, I would, you understand what I'm saying? There would be people flying out of the ceiling. Let's
my
not get it
goodness.
twisted.
The Super Bowl budget.
You understand? I have that kind of imagination.
I got you.
However,
Right.
with what I can do, with the $5 I got
Right.
to invest into this show, we're going to wear this,
Right.
and on this song, we're going to do that,
Right.
and on here. And until I get that budget,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm going to wear this dollar out
Listen,
here's
to
the
get
thing.
as close as I can.
I know that's
to that.
right. I
But
know
here's
that's
the thing
right.
about that, though. So like she said earlier, a lot of us are the ones that help those artists get to that. When you have great relationships with people and y'all are in the trenches together, even though we don't always have the budget, folks always think it's more expensive the way it looks because we have those relationships with the people that could pull those sort of things off.
Gotcha.
We were at Bethesda Blues and Jazz. We could not use. At the time, we could not use the screen.
They had a screen up in the ceiling, and I asked to use it, and they actually said no. Now this is different managers now. This is before the current managers who are fabulous.
Not throwing them under the bus.
No, not throwing, but this is an example.
Gotcha.
Well, I happen to have a wonderful producer friend by the name of Jeff Anthony.
Gotcha.
Who I made a phone call to. I said, listen, I'm showing this video up in here tonight.
We got
you understand
the bigger
me?
screen. We got the biggest screen.
And they have a screen. I can't use it. He said, it's funny, he calls me kiddo, right?
Yeah.
He said, all right, kiddo, let me make a few phone calls.
Yeah.
Got it.
Day of gig. He brought in this ginormous screen.
Yes. And we premiered
calibrated, and we premiered our Find Me video. That was the plan for that night. We had invested a truckload of money in that show.
Gotcha.
And I was debuting a video that I had already shot and been sitting on for almost 2 years. I'm like, oh no, I'm showing this video tonight.
But look at how people are on top of their game, though. We didn't have a chance, since it was all those different things, we never had a chance to be able to sync it up.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oh, so this is the kicker, right?
This is crazy.
So they set up the screen, and it's huge, okay? Because he said, I didn't have time to get an LED, so we just going to have to use this.
Right. Yeah, this movie theater
size.
size.
This movie theater size screen. And so calls this boy, and they roll up with the truck, they done brought the screen in and carrying on, and they hanging the thing from the rafters and carrying on. Yeah. And there my avatar was on the thing. And the thing was, we never got a chance to run it like he said in sound check. Right? So now I'm in front of the screen. Daryl is kind of upstage to my right, so I have to look over to him.
And I'm looking at
the song
screen.
Starts immediately. Ain't no count in, ain't no click, ain't no nothing, right? So we had to catch it.
Got it.
Meanwhile, while I'm introducing the song, he's calibrating the screen to make sure that it's going to go. Right? And I'm just going, Please.
I'm going to break down a behind the scenes thing.
Go ahead.
So I talked to Jeff. Jeff was like, what I can do is I can play the audio. And he said, can you catch the rest of it? I said, sure. So I turned the keyboard down. So I'm not going to go clank, clank, clank against that.
Right.
So it comes in, I'm playing, with what I'm seeing visually. Then once he's fading out, I'm fading in. And I have my swell pedal. So they never see my hands leave the keyboard.
Right.
So it's just like, okay, he's been playing all the time.
Are y'all hearing?
That's what it took to pull that off.
But you know what, though? That's the discipline of it because we spent hours in the studio playing it live.
Right.
So I know what I played.
Right.
It's not cut, paste. There's times and place for cut and paste. And stuff.
That's an actual performance.
This is a performance.
Right.
Got it.
So what's on the record is a performance.
It's a performance.
Yeah.
So just to lock to... when you stack tracks and everything, and then you know how to play on top of what you've already done.
Right.
I know how to play on top of what I've already done.
Got it.
But it was seamless.
It was seamless.
Wow.
And thanks to Jeff Anthony because I'm looking over and he and Daryl were synced up. I looked over the
and I'm looking at the screen
so that I could come in right and be in sync with the which I never saw behind me.
Gotcha.
And
but
we never ran it, but it was
synced. So folks were like, oh my goodness.
This is so amazing. Both of you all said something that's very, very important. And you were saying that how many times we have, for lack of a better term, helped to further other people's visions. And I've learned that that's all as part of the process, but it does come a point in time that you have to separate. Because y'all got so much inside. And, it was like, okay, I want to let this out, but I got to go do this gig. I got to go do this gig. I got to do this gig. And after a while, it becomes like so cumbersome. So, I say something on the show. I say, I call it the entertainment game, the music game. And the game, of course, is defined as a competition based on specific rules. So this platform is helping to unlock the rules of engagement to so many people.
Wow.
You know, you gotta go through the trenches. You know, and the reason though we did those gigs to see how different entities, how do you operate, and then what do you call or deem as professional?
Right.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, now this is a very professional gig. Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed lobby call. Oh, the bus is gone. The
Again.
plane has gone.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
You know, so no game time. And those are the things that we have to learn. So by the time that we bring our things to the table, there's a certain method of operation that we stick to.
Right.
You know, and then people respect us.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh my God! You know, like every time I see you all, not only that, but they're being very humble. They are also amazing stylists and everything. If you're listening on the radio, you can't see it. If you're looking at the stream, like my album, All Things Love, the whole shoot and everything was done at their location. I mean, you know, so I mean, there's so many. It's so multifaceted, and so let me ask you about that. So, what do you like most about being? It's a two-sided question. What do you like most about being an artist, and then what do you dislike the most about being an artist?
Wow.
Dun 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 dun.
Right. You want me to answer first, or you want to answer?
Go ahead.
What do I like most about it?
Yes.
I like connecting with people through music and song.
Got it.
I like for an audience of 50,000 people to feel like they know me personally. I want people to come away feeling so affected and infected with what the music that we just performed in a way that it's memorable. Like, we all have a point in time where a certain song or a certain artist made a difference, and you never forget that moment.
Got it.
I would love for somebody to say, girl, that time I was at the Sylver Logan Stop Show and she sang this, and
Right.
you know what I mean? You
Right.
can't pay for that.
That's true.
You can't
true.
pay for that.
That's
you
true.
can't, there's no amount of money that you get from how you make people feel. What I dislike, that could take a minute, but I'm going to try to get it in. What I dislike is, oh God, where do I start? Okay, what I dislike about being an artist is the misconceptions
Absolutely.
that people have when you are affiliated with certain things. Like,
Gotcha.
people think because they've seen you on TV or they saw you with a celebrity of some stature that, either you've made it or you're on or you're whatever. And they don't know how much of a work for hire you can be. They don't know how much
right.
you are not invited to the red carpets.
That's
and
right.
and how, okay, I can play for you on stage, but I can't hang with you
Right.
at the after party.
Right.
Or something like that.
Right.
Like, I'm good enough, you can't do the gig without me.
Right.
But
Right.
when it comes to the fellowshipping of it, when it comes to the connecting, you know, you'd be surprised at how they will leave you out
Right.
of that. The misconception that that radio plays you because they just like your music. I'm gonna say that again. The misconception, if you're
Preach.
listening,
Pull out your pens and pads.
that any and every radio
I'm
station
sorry
will
to play
play
a church
you
chord.
Right.
because they
back
just like your music.
Right.
Yeah.
It just, you know, and I'm even more disappointed in that radio they don't break artists the way they used to.
Right.
They don't take a chance on people
Right.
if you don't come as the hot new thing. Half of y'all are missing the
Right.
hotness.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it didn't come with this big tag and a big sponsor and a big this and a big that.
Right.
Meanwhile, we used to take somebody's music because you believed in it, and you could break that record and say first time on
Exactly.
DC radio.
Exactly.
Da 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 da.
Exactly.
And you started the you know the buildup of that person. You know, it's paid for more than people know.
Right,
And
right.
and it's a issue that no matter how great my show might be that you say or whatever, if I can't get the right people to see it, then it doesn't matter, and
Right.
then it discounts you.
Not
And
at
one
all.
last thing. My 30-year career is not matched by my followers on social media.
Got you. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So there's a disconnect there. Well, she ain't got but so many followers. That's because they just don't know yet. Not because I haven't done the work.
And then some of our followers, a good amount of our followers, the amount of time that we've been doing this, some of them don't engage into social media.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You know, they're the ones who still come to the shows and want to buy a CD.
Want to buy a CD.
Might not have a CD player anymore.
But they buy the CD.
You know,
Right.
and that's one thing about product that, you know, I look at, because even though CDs are not the same way that they used to be, as in terms, but it always builds that a point of contact with a fan.
Absolutely.
At the show.
Absolutely.
Or something of that nature. You said something else. Well, first and foremost, thank DC Radio. Like I said, another shout out to DC Radio for having give me the opportunity to have a platform like this. Like,
because this is what's missing.
Absolutely.
This is what's missing.
Absolutely.
And the 12-song playlist, everybody.
Right.
You know, I'm just saying. I mean, you know, I ain't trying to throw shade.
No, I got you.
Because I've been in that 12-song list, you know. But what it took to get there, what it took to stay there, is a misconception.
Got you.
To the rest of the world who's not in it.
Gotcha.
They think, ooh, they must really like that song. I'm like, no.
Right.
That came with managers, money, agents, and push.
Money.
And I want my artist to be played 4 times in every time slot.
So speaking of that, so there's a song that I want to play so everyone can hear.
Yay!
And can you intro it? It's called Real Brothers.
Oh my goodness.
How did you all of
what people may not know is my very first professional record that I sang on and guested on was the Pump Blenders.
Wow.
Too Tall Steve Coleman, shout out to a legend in go-go in D.C.
Absolutely.
He's one of my bestest friends.
That's what's up.
Lowell Tucker, the late Al Johnson, Doc Pearson, that's who was producing, you know, a lot of stuff back then, and they brought me in. CJ's Uptown Crew.
Yes, indeed.
Those are the first records I was ever on. So I have a connection to go-go, too, that...
Gotcha.
My chic fans are like, I'm sorry, what?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, or my dance music fans are like, what, who?
Y'all better do your research.
Do your research now. Do your research.
Right.
So
she's far-reaching with all of that.
my connection to go-go is very serious.
Got it.
So Roy Battle from R.E., shout out to Rare Essence, hit me up and said, you know, we've been talking about working together. He called me one day. He said, listen, he said, first of all, what key would you like your track to be in? I said, come on, give me the key. Yes, sir.
Signature.
Listen. He said, what key do you need? And so he said, well, I got this song, right? He said, I got a hook, but I need you to write the rest of the song. And the song was Real Brothers, DC Brothers. You okay?
Right.
And I was like, word, I get to write a positive song about, you know, DC guys. And, you know, and it was really focused on that. And then I added, you know, Atlanta and LA and, you know, let's get the cities because when I go other places, I want to be able to, you know, shout them out too.
That's right.
And so he gave me the track with the hook. He had written the hook, he had written the track, and I sat with it, and I was, you know, first time playing on my little garage band, trying to, you know, cut vocals, and one of the mistakes made the cut. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Wow. So I was writing. When I write, I record into my recorder and sing the melodies and stuff like that. So I was writing, and wrote the rest of the song. Daryl played on, you know, the song. And then we got my Duke Ellington alum and R.E. and he just did his big show. D. Floyd, shout out to Donnell Floyd, who just did his big show at the Am. So he's featured on it and he wrote that piece. And I was like, oh my God, I have a go-go hit.
I gotta interject on something like that. It's so weird because Roy was like, hey, I want you to play strings. I was like, you want me to play strings on a go-go record? On a go-go record?
Okay.
You're an orchestrator.
I know, but this is like the only
how
thing
funky is that though?
How about it?
How funky is that with strings and a cranking groove? Are you kidding me?
So I know everybody. So y'all expecting it. Y'all are listening. It was like, okay, we want to hear this song. So listen, right now, you are going to be hearing Real Brothers live here on Chopping It Up with Chook on DC Radio.
Brothers seem to come and go, always talking stuff that they don't know. I'm looking for a real brother, DC brother, real man, not a get by brother, real brother, but when he looks in my eyes, he's the only one for me. Come on. But you better not take too long. If you want me, you gotta bring it strong. Brothers, don't get it twisted. Here it is again, in case you missed it. I'll say it again. Don't you pretend you don't know what I'm doing. You don't know. Don't wait around. It's time to get down. You wanna get to know me. Ain't got no problem. Don't want no drama. I want your love to feel free. So all my brothers, make some noise if you feel me. Real brother, DC brother, real man, not against all my brother. Real brother, DC brother, the real man, not a fake lie. Real brother, New York, all my brother. Real man, not a broke down brother. Real brother, LA brother, the real man, not a fake lie. I'm looking for the real brother. Oh, where they at? South Beach, South Beach. Where they at? South Beach, South Beach. Where they at? South Beach, North Beach. Where they at? North Beach, North Beach. Where they at? Southwest, Southwest. Where they at? Southwest, Southwest. Where they at? Uptown, uptown. Where they at? Uptown. Where they at? South Beach, South Beach. Where they at? South Beach, South Beach. Where they at? New York, New York. Where they at? New York City. Where they at? LA. Where they at? LA. Where they at? Chi-town. Where they at? Don't forget about the ATL. Real brother, DC brother, real man, not against my brother. Real brother, DC brother, I'm kind of man, not afraid to lie. Real brother, New York brother, real man, not a broke down brother. Real brother, LA brother, real man, not afraid to lie.
Lingerie, all white, pure silk, handmade for the overnight. I got the bad beats ready for the hot tub. I got the hot oils ready for the back rub. I got the good kush burning in the wood box. I got Prince greatest hits and it show rocks. Ready, set, mama, go with the slow blow. Like you got a secret spot and only I know. Come on.
Real brother, DC brother, real brother.
That is Real Brothers.
Shout out to all the real
Well,
brothers.
y'all
in
just
DC too.
y'all just like dancing just like I was. I had to get up from my seat, had to go walk around and everything because I could hear it and I could feel it. That is so great.
I thought it was. I had so much fun doing that song, and you know, it closes our show and brings the house down, even for
Every
people that have
time.
never heard it before.
Gotcha.
And I'm very proud of that song, and thank you, Roy. I did another song called No More that he also produced that came out now that we have New Go-Go Music Day. I think it's in May or something, and I think they're so the other song that Roy and I wrote and he produced called No More is the first song on the album of that compilation
Really?
for First Go-Go Day. So
Wow.
so don't sleep on the Chic girl, okay? Yeah, I'm a go-go
official
head.
up there.
I'm a go-go head like a mug. And I'm a gospel head and a jazz head and everything else. Don't get it twisted.
You see her on multiple platforms and stages, just like Brother Daryl. So I got a question. So what do you all see as like? What do you all think is your biggest accomplishment?
I don't think we've done it yet.
Getting married.
Well,
That's a great
personally,
No, but no, it covers everything because a lot of times it's easy to fall into, hey, we can just keep going as is,
Right.
doing the music. And, you know, if you're committing to the music and if we've already committed to each other, the way that I feel like we can do everything now, it's just a different vibe overall because she knows I have her back.
Wow.
Like she got it on paper now.
But you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
But people, people need to hear that because it's not just two separate entities. Now, literally, whatever one does directly affects the other person.
Right. And folks are thinking, hey, yeah, that's cute and everything. Think about it, though. If you're legally bound now,
Absolutely.
marriage,
Absolutely.
everything else is covered.
Yeah.
You know, so she gets the benefits I get out of different things. I mean, we get our royalties separately and everything like that. You know, she gets hers.
Right.
But everything else, when you're talking about all the other things that need to be in place, insurance,
Gotcha.
stuff like that. What musicians don't always talk about.
Right,
Stuff,
right.
those certain things.
Right.
If you know you're going to be in it for the long haul, find a way to just get all of that paperwork together.
Right.
It's not just about just the split sheets. It's not all about just all the other stuff. It's about everything else.
Right.
You know, and we've been together going on 20 years now.
Wow. I also want to acknowledge another accomplishment that you all have brought to the table that has, like I said, has directly affected me. And that is the Feel Better Friday, the whole everything with it. If you all are not familiar with it, and definitely at the end of the show, Daryl and Sylver will tell you how to get in contact and be full-fledged a part of Feel Better Friday. Yeah. Can y'all explain a little bit of, I mean, you know, it's...
I would love to.
Yes.
Feel Better Friday is... I'm putting it somewhere. Feel Better Friday is actually, long story short, my mother created, shout out to Miss Paula, my mother created the Feel Better Challenge, right? Yeah. She suffers from fibromyalgia. And and she's had it for over 20 years at a time when, you know, nobody could say it, do what it was all in your head and you just crazy and blah, blah, blah. Right. Now, of course, we know that not to be true and what have you, but she's come a long way in her healing process, but she also coined a phrase and a way of taking breathing, grounding, visualizing, and all of that to sort of pull yourself in. And we need that more than anything now. Yeah. We need to be able to, in your car, at work, because we can all be set off like this at any given moment, especially right now. So the Feel Better Challenge then birthed Feel Better Friday.
Wow. Yeah.
And not to make a plug out of it, but my mother and I hand make jewelry called silverware.
Absolutely.
We have a, yes, I'm rocking them right now.
Listen, yes.
And we are online on silverware.bigcartel.com.
Yes.
But we also have a Washington, D.C. based boutique in our private home. And I used to take my camera and sing a few songs and put on a fabulous piece of jewelry.
Gotcha.
And I would connect with people like that. And because all my gurus say to me, you know, be a little bit more raw and just go online and just talk to people. And, you know, people would watch you. They would, and I'm going, what? That's what concerts are for. Yeah, gotcha. But it's different when you get to do this. So I would do it, put on a piece of jewelry. People, oh, I want it. I'm sending credit card numbers and buying it, you know, literally in that 20 minutes or hour that I'm on air.
Got it.
Then Daryl bought this beautiful piano that was kind of, he inherited from all his years at Union Temple.
That's
Baptist
right.
Church. Shout out to Union Temple.
Reverend Willie Wilson.
That's right, Reverend Willie Wilson. And shout out to the new Reverendess.
Yes.
Anita.
Yes.
Anika. She's about to come on. But Daryl had been there for quite a while. They had a piano that they were ready to let go of. And he bought from them.
Wow.
He had his specialist come and gut the entire thing and rebuild it and put it back together and make it fabulous. And one day he was playing in the loft and I said, you know, we're going to go live tomorrow, just me and you. Because usually I'm singing to a track,
Got it.
And like you said, he changes the mood of the entire room. I was washing dishes or something. I don't know what I was doing. And he was playing. I said, okay, that's it. Tomorrow we going live.
Right.
And I just got the phone and we went live. I sang a little bit. We talked a little bit. We went off air. And then we invited, I think Jabari was one of the first people. Shout out to Jabari. He came to hang out. I said, what you doing next week? Come hang out. We do this little thing.
That was so cool.
And then we graduated to 2 phones.
Got it.
And everybody was like, are you singing and holding the cameras? I was like, shut up and just watch today. It's Feel Better Friday, okay? Don't talk back. And so then that went to iPads. And then the real tea is that I was begging God for what next. Do I make another record? Do I do this? Do I do that? Should I fight this whole gig thing? Do I need a tour? I got to get on with something. What am I doing?
Right.
Meanwhile, on the backside, I'm going, hey, it's Feel Better Friday, y'all, da-da-da.
Right.
And I didn't make the connection right away.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? And so as it increased, as we started to invite people, and then we would have our celebrity rock star friends who were coming in town to do a gig. Shout out Howard Hewitt. Shout out Eric Robertson. Shout out Rasan Patterson. Shout out all these artists who, you know, Natalie from Floetry. And Maddox. And they were unbelievable. And Mesa and Jean Carn, my godmother Jean Carn. And I could go on. And so, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna need some real help. We got something here. Thank you, God. Okay, I got it.
Got it.
Now. And then I called in my crew, Tony Wesley,
Yes.
Vincent Smith, my new big brother, and said, listen, I don't have a budget. I don't have a backing. I don't have a television station behind me, but I have a show. I have a show, and we're already doing it.
Yes.
But I need to take it to the next level. I need the production to go to the next level.
That's it.
And I need y'all's help, and don't talk back.
That's right.
And everybody rolled up their sleeves. And I swear to God, I said it just like that too. In the meeting.
Don't talk back.
In the meeting.
The real don't
I said,
talk back.
I get
The
it
real
if you
don't
can't
talk
do
back.
it. But I was
Yeah.
like, don't talk back. Everybody has rolled up their sleeves.
Got you.
And we are in season 3 of Feel Better Friday. And we're on DC TV, and we were nominated for an award. Come on. So, I don't know.
If y'all have not seen it, like I said, in a couple minutes, they will give you the information on how to connect with the Feel Better Friday. The thing about it is, and being there, you all have turned that into a whole. It's an experience.
Yeah.
It's a whole experience when you from pulling up, coming upstairs and walking, be like, oh, this is really, really going on. You know,
and everybody says that. It's so everybody
Like
says
they walk
that.
in the front, they're like, wow.
I know. CeCe Peniston hung out for hours.
Right.
We just hung out at the loft.
Folks would not go home. We did a Christmas thing. We did a Christmas show, and it started at 7. People were still coming in around 3 o'clock in the morning.
I believe it.
It was crazy.
I believe it.
And we want people, like, I want you to come to the concerts. Y'all support live entertainment. Buy the ticket.
Yes.
Come to the show.
Yes.
But Feel Better Friday was, originally us just sort of, how can we, people think that, I'm not a surgeon. I'm not any of those things that are life-saving and crucial. But imagine a world with no music. And we wanted to just...
We have to talk about this one thing.
Okay.
Really quickly. This is a turning point, I feel, in the show. When we started Feel Better Friday, we actually had invited Vicky Purcell,
Vicky Purcell, Lori Williams.
Got you.
Roz White.
And Roz White.
And they were just sitting on the couch. We were just all vibing, just having a good time. Everyone sort of sang. And then we asked Vicky to sing. Was it his Eyes on the Sparrow or something?
Or something. I can't remember now.
She went in.
She went in. Or the blood. It was the blood.
The blood. People were tuning in. There was this one lady
who was watching April Payne's feed, my girl April's feed, right?
Right. Her mother was
in hospice.
Wow.
But they watched it Feel Better Friday.
And they were like, she was unresponsive the whole time. She literally raised her hands.
Wowee.
And was like...
Watching Vicky sing that on Feel Better Friday.
And she passed the next morning.
You ought to understand how the effect, you all do, but those listening, and so let me rephrase that, not that you don't understand. We're here to give you just a glimpse of different ways to look at music. Yeah. Because music is definitely a universal language. It can heal. It can
does
release.
Heal. Yes.
So many things. And that's a great segue. You all got a song that's called Don't Give Up on You. So I want to play a little bit of that for a moment here on Chopping It Up with Chook here at DC Radio. Listen, y'all, I'm up here chilling and chopping it up with Daryl L.A. Hunt, and Sylver Logan Sharp. Y'all take a listen.
Imagine, close your eyes and imagine. Imagine no more color lines. Imagine no more reasons why you can't do anything you try. Don't give up on you. Imagine your dreams coming true. Imagine a world where no one has color for skin. Imagine a place where everyone only stands to win. Some of us call our world a peaceful place, but if you to jump to the wrong conclusion. Imagine if first thought was to find a resolution. Some of us think we can't change anything, but if you could do it differently, what choices would you make? Start each day all over.
Listen, that is Don't Give Up by Sylver Logan Sharp. What's that? Is that Place to Begin?
Yeah, that's
on the Place to Begin record.
That's actually the first track we did for the. No, yeah, that's the first track we did actually for the Place to Begin album.
You know, we were doing a show at Marymount, and we had done Kirk Franklin's "Imagine Me."
Yeah.
And that song inspired this. I was asked about it. By a lady named Carolyn Boyd, and I would not have written that. We would not have. It was on Daryl's birthday. And
really?
We wouldn't have written that song. I was like, we supposed to go out to dinner, right? But this lady was asking, could she use our song? And then the song was Kirk Franklin's song, and I was like, well, I'm sure he don't mind, but that ain't my song. So I had the hook. Imagine no more color lines. And so instead of going out to dinner,
I was so hungry.
We stayed and wrote the song. We stayed in and wrote the song and ordered out.
And look how that song is touching somebody.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. I was hungry and I was a little mad and gritting on her, but when that first little royalty check came,
come on, because that
was a theme song for one of her shows too.
Yes.
So, so I was like, yay.
So you all, I could not have you all come past here and we chop it up. And we don't do some singing or playing or something like that, So, of course, there's a song that you've done. I love it. It's called Love Is.
Yeah.
So can y'all
we do a little bit of
can
that?
we do a little bit of that today?
Yeah, let's try it. Let me see. Ooh. Love is kind, like the summer rain, softly soaking, softly soothing every pain. Ooh. Like the splendor of the early sun, the glow of love brings life and joy to everything. I need my egg. Here we go. Though I can talk like an angel, make a mountain come when I call. If you don't have love, don't mean nothing at all. Though I can hang like a martyr, know that giving stuff is smarter and bring to slaves their long lost liberties. If we don't have love, it don't mean a thing, for the virtue of love is giving, believing, receiving, not self-seeking, protecting, connecting, respecting, forgiving, peaceful. True love is everlasting. Yeah, you better play. Ooh, hey. There cannot be something sweeter than lay your life down for another. Stay everybody watching. We're DC Radio. We're chopping it up with Chooky. Hey, tell someone you love them.
We going on tour.
Right
now.
You know, that is so much
You gonna make me re-record that song.
Oh my goodness.
You better play up in here.
You know what? When it's great music and it's
So
What's up? And shout out, y'all. We got everybody.
Listen.
Jazzy Ward, Derek Rutledge is watching from South Africa.
what's going on?
He's in South Africa right
South
now
Africa, right?
with
That's
Oprah
really-
Winfrey, honey.
Wow.
Yes. Shout out to Derek. What's up, y'all? Lori Williams is watching. Kermit, John Roberts, that's Little John. They
Yes,
are
indeed.
watching.
bruh.
What's going on, family? Yes, indeed. So we're here. Y'all, so when we do these moments, it takes us a moment to get our breath again because
Yes.
the whole atmosphere in this little room has just changed.
Listen, I'm not
All that
done.
stuff.
I'm like, can we vamp just a little longer?
Just a little longer.
I needed a bass solo. You was in that
It
thing.
really was.
Woo!
No.
Like,
So listen, so two things.
I know.
First and foremost, I'm going to have y'all back. So there's some different segments that I'm talking to the producer. Shout out to Shane. Thank you so much, brother, for making
Yes.
this.
Yes, sir.
He
Shout
makes it
out.
sound good.
Yes, sir.
When you all are watching the live feed, Shane is back there just making sure everything happens on point. I'm going to be coming up. There's going to be some different segments where I have to have y'all come back.
Please.
So, but before we close today, two things. First and foremost, how can they get in contact with you all on social media and so forth and so on?
So I'm on Dawu Keys, DAWUKEYS, Dawu Keys. Z.
Z.
Yeah, Z. That's on Instagram. Daryl Hunt on Facebook. It's pretty basic for me. If you need to find me or email me, you can get through everything through Redhead Productions.
Yes,
which is
indeed.
my wife.
Redhead Productions. Come on, y'all. Come on. Shout out to Manic Panic, my color company. But I'm Sylver Logan Sharp on Facebook, on Instagram. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Yes.
which is Feel Better Friday on YouTube, as well as Silverware, SYLVERWEAR. That is on Instagram and Facebook. Listen, I got too many pages. Y'all follow something so
That's
you
right,
can know
right.
what is going on. Facebook, I don't tweet much.
Right.
I'm not really into Twitter, but I do Facebook, I do Instagram.
Gotcha.
And y'all get at me.
Yes.
Come to Public Playhouse on the 14th of December.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
And come to the
indeed.
Silverware Showroom this Sunday.
Yes, indeed.
Holla at your girl.
So look, y'all, we got like 2 minutes left. I'm so excited. Thank you, first and foremost, so very, very much for
Thank
coming
you.
through here and chopping it up with me.
This is amazing.
Thank you for
bro.
doing
Yeah,
this,
I love
Chooky.
this.
Thank you,
I love
DC
this.
Radio.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Thank you, Max. Thank y'all for
absolutely.
doing this.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Listen, he worked this little
Listen,
studio
he-
mic out.
he
I'm
know how
like,
to do
listen,
it.
they pushed that sweet button on my vocals.
Yeah,
Amen. Thank
So
you.
listen, so before we leave, so what would you all say to upcoming artists or upcoming entrepreneurs, especially from the DMV, but actually all over the world? What words of wisdom would you have for them?
Is that phone? Go ahead.
I would tell them to stay encouraged, and I would tell them to find a mentor and get some experience.
Yes.
Get
I
some
absolutely
experience
agree with
before you start asking to be paid. Get some experience.
That's right.
Get some know-how, get some knowledge, get up
Preach.
under somebody and ask to be taught.
Yep.
That's what
Yeah.
you can do.
That's right.
And not just learn about the hype, learn about the business. Get your royalties together, get your publishing together.
That's right.
Sign up with the various companies that distribute Sound Exchange and all of these things that
Absolutely.
do that. And
Also,
Google that.
Yeah. Also, Grammys.
Yes.
Actually take
Oh,
part in
yes.
that. There are different Grammy chapters around where you can they do workshops
Yes,
as
they
well,
do.
where you can learn a lot of the ins and outs of the business. If you're a producer looking to do things like that, try to be a part of the producer and engineers wing where they
Absolutely.
can actually have those workshops that can help you grow with those different things in general.
Right.
But I cannot stress enough exactly what Sylver said as far as getting a mentor. It's one thing to learn tutorials and things like that
And stuff on
online,
YouTube,
but
right.
that's still you as an individual. There's only so much that can show you. There are certain things that you have to interact with other people.
That's right.
Music is meant to be shared. Just even what Chooky and I did, we were talking about doing a whole new album just off of that, for this,
right,
just off of the vibe alone. That's a whole nother energy that just happened because we did this together. So you need to learn to not just work by yourself, but just learn to work with others. You know, that's the thing about when you see a lot of things that happened with a lot of the greats. You saw some of the things, like as far as even jazz trios, stuff like that. Herbie Hancock was always with someone else.
That's right.
You know, all these different folks
Right.
were like parts of trios and things like that.
Right.
It's not just about one man being an
And
island.
they fed each other.
Yeah, they fed each other. So
Well,
that's the
guess
thing.
what, y'all? I'm in the studio today with two greats by the name of Daryl L.A. Hunt and Sylver Logan Sharp.
Yes.
You
Thank
all,
you.
thank you so
bro.
much
Thank
for being
you.
here. To those of you all who are listening, you've been listening to what it sounds like to chop it up with Chook. I aim and I promise to always bring in artists and entrepreneurs whose journey can help someone else along the way. Y'all know me. I really want to play some more music, but we're out of time. We're out of time. So I'm Antone Chooky Caldwell. You're listening to Choppin' It Up with Chook here on DC Radio. You all have a blessed rest of your day, and I will see you soon.
In DC, for DC. DC Radio, 96.3 HD4 and DCRadio.gov.